if you're drinking coffee or tea or hot cocoa this morning, or I should say like the cocoa sugar-free electrolytes. Those are freaking amazing. Welcome in, you guys. It is, what day is it today? It's Thursday. It's Thursday. Oh my gosh. It's Christmas time. So, like our brains, whatever. Okay. If you don't know who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt. Oh, hello. Thank you so much, Shy. You're amazing. I appreciate you. Just giving me a heart on TikTok. Welcome in. We talk about insulin resistance Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We've been doing this for almost 2 years. So I was raised in an Italian family where, well, we kind of celebrated with food. We kind of mourned with food. We had a lot of obesity and type 2 diabetes. We did all of the things. So I'm just telling you, it's kind of like a little bit of my past showing up here every day to help you guys, because I personally think it's ridiculous that we don't have simplistic answers to insulin resistance. So come on and join in. Take just a little bit of time for yourself. And for everybody who's like, you guys are like regulars around here, you should be so proud of yourself. You should be so proud of yourself, because there are a lot of people who will not invest any time into themselves, like at all. They just won't, because we are a society where we hustle, hustle, hustle. We're stressed, we're tired, and we just want to escape. It's why we scroll. It's why we binge Netflix. It's why we just want to escape. And sometimes we have to like turn things around just a tiny bit and be like, okay, hold on for just a second. I have to actually be intentional about me. And nobody understands this maybe more than I do. And the reason why is because I was already gestational diabetic in my 20s. And then I didn't do anything about my insulin resistance or my weight gain that kept going up, 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 up until I was almost 50 years old. So it wasn't until my mother pushed me in the direction of figuring out my universe that I took action. So something pushed you to take action, or to at least pause long enough to help yourself. But when you turn that around, what's going to happen is you are helping everybody else in your life. You're impacting so many people by taking control of your own health. You're impacting your spouse. You're impacting your children and how they have to take care of you or not take care of you when you get older. You're impacting your grandbabies and whether or not you get to be present in their life, or you're so exhausted, you just have to nap all the time, or you don't have time to spend with people because you have doctor's appointments and prescription pickups and fill in the blank, right? So today we're going to talk about some of the symptoms of insulin resistance, but why were those symptoms there, so that you have better understanding, because I'm 100% convinced that if you know why something is happening to your body, you'll be more consistent in how you then take the action you're going to take. So if you want to have results like some of the other gals in this community, and I'm going to look at comments here in just a second. They're probably all here already. If you want to have results like them, where they are like, oh my gosh, like I have lost 45 pounds in 5 months and I'm 74, because this has nothing to do with age. Or somebody is like, oh my gosh, the doctor just put not diabetic in my chart after 6 months. Like, these are the types of things, or the inches that are lost, the fact that you are weighing less than you did 30 years ago. All of these pieces, it's because of insulin resistance, and it's just putting on a different pair of glasses to view everything through. It's not about your age. It's not about menopause. It's not about just like some vague answer like, well, your metabolism just gets slower as you get older. There are root pieces to this. So let's dive in to some of the symptoms, but why were they showing up to begin with? Well, let's say hi to everybody first. So Megda, good morning, sweetie. My New York friend, Joan, good to see you too. Patty, good morning, sweet lady. And Susan, so she says, Kirsten, watching my 2-year-old grandson, and he is napping now. What a good boy. I can listen to you today. Way to go. I saw a reel this morning. I wanted to post it to my stories and I couldn't. I got to figure out how to get it to you guys. So I don't know if you know who For King and Country is. For King and Country, they are an amazing I don't want to call them a band, but they are performing drummers. And they like put on this Christmas show. I haven't been to it. I mean, this year, I'm trying to think if I've ever been to it. It's phenomenal though. But there's this little 3-year-old boy who literally has the ability to drum, like it's in him. And they put him on stage for the concert for a minute. And it was a phenomenal. So, your 2-year-old grandson, these little ages. Oh, I just love them so much. I just want to hug them all. Okay, Jody. Good morning, Jody. She says, good morning, ladies. Good to see everybody. Okay, so let's dive in, you guys. Don't forget also, Saturday morning, we're going to do the private little chit chat conversation that you need to sign up for. You just put your name and your email in so I can send you the Zoom link by email. And we will go in depth a little bit more on the total body reset so people can understand. There are people all the time, you guys, you have to understand. I know that a lot of you are already on the total body reset, but there are people that reach out to me and they're like, I've been watching you for a year. I've been watching you for a really long time, and I just finally am pulling the trigger. I just needed a little more understanding, or I just needed a little more information. But then I'm going to make a keto lasagna in my kitchen. And in fact, today in Minnesota, we have weather moving in. I was going to get up this morning and go and do my shopping first, but my husband's schedule and mine did not mesh. So I'm going to do it this afternoon, like right before the rain and the snow and the wind comes. I'm going to like run and get my ingredients. I'll take you with me to the grocery store. I'm going to run and get my ingredients before Saturday morning, because Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, that's when we're going to do our little private community conversation. We can talk differently over there when we're inside of a Zoom. We can do things differently. And we'll make a keto lasagna. I'll try to show you in my stories today the ingredients so that if you want to have ingredients ready for you, you could like make it with me if you wanted to. But anyway, okay. To the best of your ability anyway. My pan might be a different size than yours, but you know what I'm saying. So let's just dive in. So I feel like, you know what, most women feel like their body is like completely breaking down. Like you think like I'm broken. And first of all, you have to change your words and stop saying that. That's number one. But you might think like, I would just remember hitting my 40s and thinking, after you raise your children, now you're going to have this life of whatever, like, cause I've been married 38 years. So, fun, so to speak, like, you wait for that moment of where the kids are a little bit more independent, et cetera, so that you can, go on and do other things, while you're kind of wrapping up that stage of your life. And the truth is that I think that we all kind of experience instead, we hit our 40s, we hit perimenopause, and it's like a freaking brick wall. And we're like, oh my gosh, like I'm exhausted, and my weight gain and my belly fat and like my brain fog and, my digestive system. This is not supposed to be how it is. And I'm going to tell you why this is happening so that you have better understanding. But what if I told you that your body is actually just adapting for years of insulin resistance? It's just adapting and adapting and adapting. And this is definitely my story for sure. So today I want to talk about the signs that your body was trying to protect you. It was trying so hard and not punish you. And no one ever explained this to you. So insulin resistance is not a all of a sudden disease. That's not what this is. I know that they make it sound that way, but this is not true. It's a survival response inside of your body to years of blood sugar spikes and stress, inflammation, poor sleep, processed food, ultra processed food. And your body doesn't fail. It just adjusts. It keeps on like shifting and shifting and trying to keep up with what we're doing. And because it was designed to like function and heal itself, right? So there are adaptations that get misdiagnosed as problems. So number one, weight gain. We all know about the whole weight gain conversation and especially the belly fat conversation. But listen, weight gain wasn't the problem. It was actually a protection on your body. It's actually a protection. When insulin stays high, your body stores fat to protect your organs from excess glucose. Okay. That belly fat that everybody hates, nobody likes their belly fat, right? It's your body trying to keep you alive. Like there's a reason why the body does if this, then this, if this, then this. It's its own like little algebraic formula working its way out. And we just don't like the results because they actually turn out to be results that are not helpful for us at all, right? Because your body can't do this forever. So maybe you're eating less, thinking, I just need to eat less. I just need to exercise more, but your waist doesn't change. I mean, come on, we all know what this is like. It's like, why can I lose like weight off of my wrist and my ankles, but not my belly? Or you know what I'm saying? It's like you lose everywhere, but where you want to lose the weight, right? That's not stubborn fat. That's insulin acting like a lock. It is your hormone insulin. This is why this is not about your age. Listen, if you can be 74 and lose 45 pounds in 5 months the right way, a healthy way, not because you're sick, this is not about your age. This is a hormonal conversation. Insulin is a hormone. This is not a calorie in, calorie out conversation. Yes, I understand you don't want to overeat. I get that, but that's not the main. They made that the main conversation in our society. They made that the main conversation, so much so they put it on every freaking label. This little package of Oreos is only 100 calories. Who cares? Oh, I saw a reel today. So she's type 2. I do not know anything about her at all. I don't know what meds she's taking. I don't know. That's not her content. And she's doing a grocery haul, and literally everything she's pulling out and putting in her fridge and on her counter is very sugar spiking, which means that her body will call on insulin, insulin, insulin. And so her ability to control her type 2 is not amazing. And she's only talking about the calories of the food. And that is what the indoctrination has done to us. And this is why we are not getting the answers that we want when we go to the matrix, the medical matrix. This is why we are not having success in losing the weight, the inches, the belly fat, getting off of the scripts, etc. And that is why I get so hyped. I get so jacked when you guys talk to me about how many meds you've gotten off of on this program, how many, and this is really just a program that I created for myself. So then I share it with you. So when I say program, I don't even mean like it was created by a company. It's created by me. I just share with you the products that I sourced, and then I teach you how to eat grain-free, sugar-free, legume-free, like what Maria Emmerich teaches. Because that is like, to me, it's like the best, most quick way for you to turn things around. And then I want you to still be a foodie, because if you're a foodie, you may not be, but I am. I'm Italian. So I want you to still know how to be a foodie. That's why we're going to make keto lasagna. You're going to love it. It's so good. It's so good. Okay. Anyway, number 2, cravings were not a lack of willpower. All of these years, your cravings were not a character flaw. They are not lack of willpower. They were emergency signals all of this time. So when you're insulin resistant, your cravings are like off the chart, and you're just like, oh my gosh, especially for sugar. You're just like, I just want to eat sugar. I just want something sweet all the time. And you just feel like you're in this cycle. This is where I was in my 30s, like salty, sweet, salty, sweet, salt. I mean, it was just crazy. And so then your sugar addiction is off the charts. And you just gain weight, gain. And you feel like it's literally a runaway train. That's how that feels. You feel very out of control with your food. That's kind of what that is. So this is what's happening when your cells stop responding to insulin. Yesterday, we talked about the pancreas. It's the pancreas that's releasing the insulin to get into your cell, to bring the fuel into your cell. But when your cell is blocking it, okay, The brain panics and demands very quick fuel. Okay. So this is a very overall system. You've got to understand, like, if you were a mechanic for a brand new vehicle that has a motherboard, a computer motherboard, and you would have to be able to diagnose and figure out what chip needs to go where and what, what signal needs to be happening for something to work, et cetera. Like, it's this complex thing. Sometimes maybe you hear people even talk about how, geez, Louise, it would be nice if we could just go back to those older vehicles where everything was so simple. And I don't even know before what year you'd have to buy that. That's Jody probably knows that. But there's a year that, before everything went motherboard, computer chip, yada, yada. But this is your body. It's literally like a motherboard. Okay. And so when your cells stop responding to insulin, the brain panics and demands quick fuel. So, like, you just eat some food and your brain is still asking for sugar. Your brain is literally like, yeah, no, that didn't do it for me because nothing got into the cell. So let's get some quick fuel. Quick fuel is sugar. That's what quick fuel is. My dad did this all the time. He'd be like, oh, my blood sugar is too low. Hey, can somebody grab me some orange juice? Worst answer ever, but that's okay. Whatever. That's how he lived. And so he was like, boom, 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 boom. This was his life, right? He just felt like trash all the time. All the time. He never felt great. He'd go to church and sleep in the pew. He was just constantly battling unstable blood sugars. And then he'd give himself insulin. And then, what a mess. What a mess. Just telling you. So it's not really hunger that's happening with those cravings. That's like cellular energy failure. It's like, boom, like your cell did not open up. It's like, yeah, nope, nope, not going to do it. Change the lock. Insulin, can't get in. Nope, not going to do it. And then your brain is like, oh my gosh, we need fuel now. Hurry. Sending sugar craving signals. That's what we're doing. Okay. So now the next one is fatigue. But let's see hi, good morning, Terry. Late to the party, she says. What time will we be? Well, I'll be on Saturday. Luana, my Minnesota friend. It'll be 11 a.m. Central. And if you want to sign up, if you haven't signed up yet, you can go here. Here, I'll put my site here for people. Here, you can go here to KirstenLiebelt.com. Okay. You guys can see it already because it's on the screen. You can screenshot it and then flip it in your camera. And there's a little form. There's just a tiny form for your name and your email, because I'm going to send you by email. I'll send you the link to the webinar if you want to join in. And again, 11 a.m. and we will go through both sides of the coin. I teach 2 things and only 2 things. Aren't you glad that I don't teach 50 things? I only teach 2 things. That's why I'm like, this is very, very simple concept. This is not mountainous. This is actually not the hardest thing you've ever done. It's not. You don't even have to say, I do hard things in order to do this and get the results you want. This is not. I thought it was going to be so hard. I think the hardest thing is the emotional connection to food. It's the memories. It's rewiring your story. It's redoing your narrative. So when you go to my site, KirstenLiebelt.com, you'll see my face. And if you scroll up, just one little scroll, right here's the form right there. That's it. Super easy. Name, email, submit. Okay. And then you can be on Saturday morning. Okay. Thanks for the question though. I appreciate that. And then Shirley girl, she says, I'm late. You're good. Ursula, good morning. 1 week until Christmas. I know. Looking forward to the Zoom for the Christmas lasagna. I'm so excited. I am. Oh, you can't make it, Luana. I'll see if my husband can record it, but I just don't ever give any guarantees on that. We've had too many technical difficulties in the past. But yet I understand, and that's okay. Not everybody will be able to make it because of Christmas. Jacqueline, hi from Louisiana. Nice to meet you, Jacqueline. Come on in. Join the party of girls. Here we are. Okay. Let me see here. Anybody else? I think we're good. Good morning, Jan. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. I think we're good. We are good. All right, here we go. Number 3, fatigue. How many times have you like beat yourself up? Like, just in your head, you're having these thoughts of like, you're just lazy. I look back on my mom, and my mom, she was so in the throes of insulin resistance. This is prior to it showing up as dementia. That was a tough one. That was a tough pill to swallow. But prior to that, for a very long time, she just was tired all the time. And we really in our family were very much like, well, you're not going to be type 2 because like you're Swedish and dad was Italian and it's the Italians, blah, blah, blah. So not true. This has nothing to do with your nationality, has nothing to do with your age. It has not. Insulin resistance is insulin resistance. And I look back now and I remember her just getting more and more tired. And she would always say, oh, I'm just being lazy today. I'm just being lazy. I'm watching, do you guys know what was his name? Rick Steves. Rick Steves does the travel show. He has passed away, I believe. I don't remember. But anyway, he does this travel show and she'd be like, oh, I'm just being lazy today watching Rick Steves because she was so exhausted. So sometimes we tell ourselves, oh, you're just being lazy. And we just say it in our head. Stop it. Stop it. We do this journey without shame. If you don't know anything about this community and you don't know anything about me and how we've been doing this for 2.5 years, you may not know that we do this journey without shame because we understand the why of what's happening. Okay? We're going to talk about the why so that you can actually give yourself permission for a very long-term journey and get the results, and then you actually keep it off. What if you lost a bunch of weight and you didn't gain it back? Score! Like, isn't that the goal? I've never in my life, ever, until my 50s and understanding this, I've never lost 3 sizes and kept it off. Ever. Because I considered everything a character flaw. And then I assumed that it was just because I wasn't disciplined enough. I just didn't have the facts. And we're going to deal with facts. So the fatigue wasn't laziness. It was fuel misdelivery, fuel in your body being misdelivered. You had plenty of calories, but your cells couldn't access them because your cell was closed, resistant. Got it? So you're exhausted even after you sleep. You wake up and you're like, I just need a weekend to sleep. Right? Coffee feels non-negotiable. Like if you don't have coffee, you can't survive. That's how that maybe feels. Your body isn't tired. It's literally underpowered. It's like having a 4-cylinder engine in a Dodge Caravan, which we used to own a long, long time ago. And we hated those 4-cylinder engines. We lived out in the Black Hills of South Dakota for 8 years in the 90s. And there was this one hill, Red Rock Hill, that went from Belle Fourche down to Spearfish. And we lived in Belle Fourche and we'd have to go down to Spearfish. That's where my husband worked. And then we would go back up that hill and our van was like, because it was underpowered. It didn't have enough power. So you don't need a 4-cylinder engine. You've got to turn your body into like, and I hope I'm saying it even right because I'm not a car person, but you need a 6-cylinder. You need a V8 engine. You need something way more powered. And you can do this, you guys. I wish I could like reach through the screen and like just have a cup of coffee with you and say, this is more easy than you thought it was. It's easier than you thought. I'm going to teach you how to eat the right food to stop being exhausted, and then how to take supplementation and like nail your internal system. Okay. So number 4, anxiety. I remember feeling like the anxiety when I was in my 40s and thinking, what is this? And then my second thought was, I wonder if I'll just be like my mom. I wonder if maybe, as though it's genetic, I wonder if I'm a nervous Nelly just like my mom. And we just think that it is what it is. Whatever happens to us, we think, oh, well, it is what it is. Now I just either have to live with it or I have to just find enough hacks to, well, still live with it, but like to work around. So then maybe we start to compromise to our social, our going out and our doing things and social settings and whatever, because maybe we're anxious. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Like I have had now multiple women tell me about their anxiety being gone. I had one lady tell me, this was a little over a year ago, and she was talking about how she got off of an anti-anxious med because she was so shocked at how she finally felt the calm again. She finally felt the peace. And it's just because your body's not delivering that result of anxiousness. It delivered something different for her, right? So, high insulin drives cortisol and adrenaline. High insulin drives cortisol and adrenaline. And cortisol is a hormone, right? So you're feeling wired but tired. Your heart races at night, maybe. You can't relax even when nothing is wrong. Maybe you wake up and you're just constantly like you've got so much on your mind and you're just nervous. You have a nervousness to your inside turmoil. You feel a little chaotic inside. High insulin drives cortisol. Get the insulin down and change the delivery of a result. And then the last one is poor sleep. And it's not random. And I'm telling you, I have never slept so well in my life, and I'll be 61 in January. And I did have to recognize a few things for myself. So my solution has been a duo. I have a magnesium and an ashwagandha. They are both very phenomenal, very set apart, very different than what you can get in the market. And so you can always reach out to me about that if you want to. But that was my fix for me. And now I realize, I get good sleep every single night. Sleep is so important. You have no idea. It's so important. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't have times like, of course, because we do a lot, we travel a lot, we do a lot, whatever. And so, of course, you have times in your life where you're not perfect sleep every single night. That's not the point. The point is that the normalcy of your sleep should be that you sleep really well. When you do sleep, you sleep well. Put it that way. Okay. So maybe you fall asleep fine, but you wake up wide awake, anxious, and alert. Okay. Now, why is the medical system missing all of this entirely? Why are they doing this? Why do we not get the answers that we want so we can get the help that we want to get the results that we need? So the medical system isn't built to detect adaptation. That's not what it's there for. It's not built to detect your body adapting and adapting and adapting. It's built to diagnose disease. There's a difference. And this was I didn't have those words to put to what I was noticing when my dad, because he died at 63, type 2 diabetes. But in his 50s, in my 50s, I lost 3 sizes and kept it off. Completely reversed my insulin resistance. I'm the only person in my family that does not have type 2 diabetes. My dad took his 50s and he went south. His energy tanked, his body broke down, his heart failed, and then he was gone at 63. Okay. So that's what happened with him. And I remember thinking, literally the morning after he passed, because his heart gave out, being at my mom's house, we had been visiting, and he had that Lazy Susan full of medication. I remember talking to you about it. And my mom, of course, was crying, why did I complain about all of his meds? And my question was, why does he have all of these meds and he's dead? There was something that day that flipped in my brain and I went, what's going on? And so I didn't have the words to it, but if I would have had the words to it in that moment, I would have said, oh, the medical system they are not built to detect his body adapting to it, to that level of type 2 going south, that level of insulin resistance gone wrong. They were only able to ever diagnose his disease and give him meds to manage. Wink, wink, because we know that's not what happens. Okay, we don't experience the managing of anything. That's ridiculous. Doesn't happen that way, right? We have to manage. We have to be our own advocate. So doctors wait for your glucose to rise. I talk about this a lot. They sit around and they wait for it to rise. Oh, your labs are fine. Oh, goodness gracious. Your glucose is up now. You're pre-diabetic. Here's a med. I mean, it's really dumb. I'm sorry, but it's so dumb, the protocol. Insulin can be high for 10 to 15 years. Why are they not checking insulin? Why is the system so dang broken? Why do we have to do this ourselves? That's why I'm convinced not enough people know about our community. Not enough people know. Not enough people know that they can actually change the way their body delivers a result. This is so dumb because they're not going to do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. Symptoms are dismissed as, here we go, aging, hormones, and stress. And no one is connecting the dots for women. So frustrating for us. We're like, why didn't anybody tell us? I know, I'm with you. You were never asymptomatic. I mean, they want you to think you are asymptomatic until all of a sudden it's too late. Or that it's just normal to get to a certain age and, oh, now you're type 2. Somebody said on the live yesterday, her endocrinologist never ever talked to her about food or supplements. And so she is changing doctors because she has to take back her health. The endocrinologist, the specialist, only wanted to ever talk about meds. You have to rise up and take back your body because they're not going to do it for you. So your symptoms just didn't have a name yet. They just didn't have a name. So most women start showing signs of insulin resistance late 30s to early 40s. So if you know of anybody that is in their late 30s, early 40s, invite them to one of our lives. Invite them to Saturday morning so that they can get better understanding and better help, okay? After years of dieting, because don't we just diet and diet and diet and diet and diet and we just don't stop, right? Usually these signs are showing up after chronic stress, after like right around perimenopause. Like this is super common. And I used to say this all the time. I am 100% convinced that women slide into their 40s and they are insulin resistant and they do not know it. And it is the main reason why they are gaining weight, and they can't budge a pound to get it off. Nothing else is working anymore. All those things that used to work, they don't work anymore because this is when insulin resistance rears its ugly head after years of being undiagnosed. Years and decades of not being diagnosed. And now you can't budge a pound because when you have high insulin, you can't burn fat. And when you have a sluggish liver, you can't burn fat. So now that you have proper information, you can turn things around. So blood sugar may not rise until late 40s or 50s, but you could have done something about it a lot earlier. Okay. So if you know, be the person who gives somebody the gift of help when they're in their 30s and 40s, because you might be in your 50s, 60s, 70s. Okay. Just saying that. So this is how you pay attention to what's going on in your body. This is how you assess your body. Okay. Tony says, can glucose and A1C be in the normal range, but your insulin can be high? Is this true? Yes, Tony. Yes. That's the whole conversation. That's the conversation. 100%. This is the problem. So it's so frustrating. So many of you have now started going to your doctors and say, I'd like a fasting insulin test, please. And you may or may not get it. They may or may not pull it. Because it's a hormone test. But anyway, it's really, this is like, to me, this is like exposing the medical matrix. This is what this feels like. I keep going from like cozy to warm. Okay, here we go. This is how you start paying attention. How do you feel between meals? How are you feeling between meals? How is your energy after eating? Because it's going to tell you whether or not your cell is available for the fuel. Your sleep. How's your sleep doing? Okay. These are all things that you're going to want to actually nail in 2026. You really do want to pay attention. Okay. Where is your fat stored? Because it's not the fat around your knees. That's maybe not fun. Maybe it's not desirable, in a bathing suit, but it's not the fat around your knees. That's the issue. It's not the fat on your arms. You may not like it, but this is not the fat that we're talking about. It's the fat that goes from under your boob, down your hips and around. This is your trunk. This is where the visceral fat gets laid when you have high insulin and high cortisol. So it's kind of that cortisol belly, insulin belly, cortisol belly, insulin belly, cortisol belly, insulin. It's all connected. Okay. Cravings. How are your cravings? How intense are your cravings? This is another symptom. Inflammation and puffiness. Do you wake up and you have really puffy eyes? Do you have rings that are tight when you wake up in the morning? A lot of inflammation going on. This is why you have to understand, like you start to turn back your insulin resistance and you start to feel like $1,000,000. And maybe it doesn't happen overnight, but you eventually feel like $1,000,000 because you wake up and you don't ache because you got your inflammation down. Oh, we have a product that in the line that I talk about, we have a product for your joints and it's phenomenal. It has an anti-inflammatory proprietary blend. It has glucosamine. It's amazing. And I used to take it all the time, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon and 2 in the morning. And I was not going to not take that because my fingers and my wrists hurt so badly. I haven't taken that in years because I don't need it anymore. Okay. Doesn't mean life is perfect. It just means that you walk through life with like function because you're turning it back around instead of masking it with a Band-Aid. And to me, a lot of the Band-Aids come from the medical matrix, but I'm only your friend. I am not a doctor. Okay. I worked with a naturopath for a long time. She was amazing. She was so full of really good information and she taught me how to view certain things. And, but anyway, okay, here we go. So when you lower your insulin, your cravings will quiet. This is why these are the stories. These are your stories from when you take the total body reset and you start to change your food. This is what you tell me. And then this is true. Your cravings quiet. You're like, wow, the food noise. Wow. It's like down. What the heck? Sleep stabilizes over time. And I understand sleep takes a little longer usually. Your belly will start to soften. Your energy returns. Your mood improves. Tell me that doesn't benefit everybody around you. It's not magic. It's physiology. Okay. It's not magic. It's physiology. So if you will understand and receive the information that if you will support your gut, your liver, and get your insulin down, you literally can turn this around. That's what we're talking about. Okay. So I wasn't broken. You're not broken. Our bodies were just adapting to a world that they were never designed for. It's all that was happening, So here we go. All right. Let me show you the total body reset as I wrap up today. I do this every single day. I want you to have an understanding of how we are doing this in our community. I started a little over 10 years ago as a 2X in size. That's why I always put that picture up on TikTok. As a 2X in size, my weight was just doing this. And this is when my mom was literally like, Kirsten, do you even go to the doctor? Do you get your sugars checked? What are you doing? Your dad died from type 2. Like, you have got to get this under control. And she was super annoying at the time, but I knew I needed to do something. And I really did believe that there was no way on God's green earth I was ever going to trade out my food. That's what my belief was for myself. I thought there's no way that's ever going to happen because I'm so entrenched in the Italian culture of food. And so that's when I started to supplement, never having been a supplementer ever. I just took a lot of ibuprofen to cover up everything. But this is what I did, kind of with my fingers crossed. Like maybe this, and then I told my mom that this was what I was doing just because I needed her to leave me alone. And I'm being honest, but God bless her, because she put fear inside of me. And I began to really be concerned about if I had a dry mouth, if my sores weren't healing, if I was peeing too much, because that was my dad's life. And I wasn't confused by what she was talking about, right? So I started with these three. These I call the trio. So I grabbed these three, and this is where I started. Not really with understanding, but it's where I started. Now I can give the understanding, because now I completely get what I'm doing. So this one you take 3 times a day. This is called the trio, by the way, these three. This one you take 3 times a day, and it helps you with your insulin and your glucose, both. Cravings, all the things. That's what this one is. This one is for your liver, because remember, you got to get your insulin down. Insulin. Liver, got to help your liver. So liver. And then this is the metabolism piece of the puzzle. So I did these 3, and this is where I started. And this is where some people still start to this day. That's all I did, because it's all I had. Okay. And I was able to lose my 3 sizes in my 50s. I was doing this and trading out my foods. My food trade outs were slow. It took me 3 to 4 years. And you guys know my story. If you know any of my content, I did it with a lot of carb blocker. So if you want to do the trio and then add carb blocker, you can do that. And if you ever want me to send you a cart, like you're like, yeah, will you send me a cart of the trio and the carb blocker? Yes, I will. I will do that. I'll customize a cart for you and send it to you, like in Messenger or wherever. Okay. So you can do that. But then other things got, I did that for a very long time. But then other things got released, and I'm like, oh, game on. Let's actually boost what we're doing. And now this is why, I'm going to be honest, this is why you guys go faster than I did. You crush my results. Your results are really amazing to me. Like when you started sending me what was happening to your bodies and how fast, like when I was saying, my customer, she was 74 and she lost 45 pounds in 5 months. And I'm like, what is happening? But it's because the layer of helping your liver and your visceral fat and helping to heal and seal your gut, that supporting it makes everything speed up, because you're bringing down your inflammation much faster. So it's like inflammation, get down, liver function. Come on, liver, wake up and function and start to actually govern the insulin in my body. Come on, help my blood sugars stay stable. That's what you're doing by helping your liver. So the gut primer is a gastrointestinal daily primer that I just drink it with a little bit of cold water every morning. This is what it looks like. Tastes like green tea, turmeric, ginger. I put it in a little bit of water about this much with my frother. It is not grainy. It is not granular, or chunky, or nothing like that. It's very, very smooth. It whips up very nicely. The only thing is that it tastes like green tea, and I'm not much of a green tea person. So I wish it would tasted like a cookie dough blizzard, because that would be my idea of fun, but it's not. But it is 6 blends that does. This is where the liver, if you don't have a gallbladder, I am telling you right now, this is how you support your liver on a completely different level. This is not just a greens product. Everything is organic, and it's fermented greens, and the spices are alkaline, and there's digestive enzymes, because your pancreas doesn't release as many enzymes anymore, and your digestive system is messed up, and you've got leaky gut, and so you're not absorbing your nutrients. Your inflammation is high, and your constipation and your diarrhea. Get the picture. It's very comprehensive. Okay, so that's the gut primer. That's number 4. And I'll explain a little more why certain things work a certain way on Saturday morning. And then the 5th one is the probiotic 5 live strains powder on your tongue. And the last one is the fat burner, tastes like orange candy, powder on your tongue, targets your visceral fat. When I sourced this one out of the sports nutrition line, man, I'm telling you what, this is where you guys are like, listen, I've done the total body reset for an entire year now. I've lost X amount of pounds. My MRI shows my fatty liver gone from bad to mild. I've lost 14 inches from under my boob down my hips. I've my A1C is down. All of these pieces are connected. And that's why I talk to you guys about this every single day, because not enough people know that you can target your internal systems to bring down your inflammation, to bring down your insulin once and for all, to get your liver to function, like wake up your liver. This is liver. The primer is liver. The tablet is liver. Half of it is for your liver. Like, this is huge. And there's no weird anything like, this is not a detox, like you're going to be concerned about, bathroom issues or anything like that. This is just support of what you need. So hold on. Let me see what I can see. Joan, you're so sweet. Thank you, Coach. Love this. You love this class. Oh, you're adorable. Love this class to get nuggets to keep improving. Grateful. You're awesome. You are awesome. I feel like I'm missing comments. I have 2 Facebooks over on my StreamYard, and I know that they don't all come through. So, okay. So if you want to get in on the Saturday morning, let me show you how to do that quickly. If you want anything on the total body reset, put total body reset in the comments. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, I can respond to those. Everybody else, it'll go away. I need to figure out how to hook up I have something I could hook up where on Instagram, you could drop a word and you get immediate information. I need to figure that out. I mentioned that to my husband the other day. He's my helper. He's my producer. But if you'll go to my site, kirstenliebelt.com, you'll see my face. It's right here for you guys. So it's right there. And if you scroll up just a tiny bit, there's a form right there. You can put your name and email in for Saturday morning, and it's a webinar. Okay. Webinar style means it's a Zoom. It's in a private community Zoom, right? So, yeah, Suzanne, with everything and the carb blocker, the whole total. Yep. Okay. I will do that, Suzanne. And just know this too. Like, I don't want people to miss out. Okay. So register as a customer when you order. Don't check out as a guest. Okay. I don't want you to miss out on free shipping. But I think that one of the biggest pieces that people need to know about right now is they already have a customer campaign in place, meaning that when you purchase 150 or more 3 months in a row, on your 3rd month, they take $75 off. But listen, if you are even remotely interested in starting right now in December, like you're leaning, you're going to get an extra 50 off in January. So you'll get 50 off in January, 75 off in February, and then you can start another 3 months again and get another 75 off. Like, this is one of the only ways that I currently know how you can be rewarded for your consistency, because you should never be confused and think like this is a quick fix. This is turning around a little bit of a ship, right? Because you're actually dealing with something that has been building in your body for like 10 to 15 years. By the time you get to this place. So you have to work methodically and systematically to get your inflammation down and to get your ship to turn around and to get your body to produce a different result. So even Suzanne, when I send you that cart, just know that it's like, okay, so if I think about doing this for 3 months, I'll still have 3 months left on my money back guarantee, because nobody in the industry gives you a 6-month money back guarantee. So why don't you give yourself a 90-day run? See what it does for you. And then I'll teach you the food. Like, we'll do that on Saturday morning, but I also do a challenge every month in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Let me put that up there. So inside that group, I do this. We've done that for 2.5 years. Like, we didn't just start last week. For 2.5 years, we've done a 5-day free challenge so that you have like a track. You have somebody that you can lock arms with. That's me. Lock arms with somebody who will walk journey with you and help you tweak when you need to tweak. Answer a question when you have a question. Like, that's really valuable for you guys. I want you to have access. It gets you access, right? So we'll do that on Monday, January, hold on, 5th through the 9th. 5th through the 9th is when we'll have the challenge. And it will be at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. It'll be in the group. That you don't have to sign up for. I just go live in the group 5 days in a row. Saturday morning, if you want an in-depth conversation on the total body reset, you want to ask questions, you want to see a keto lasagna, that one you have to sign up for, because then we're in an enclosed environment and it just makes it so that we have a little bit more freedom in our conversation. I can talk about things I can't talk about here a little bit more. So if you have questions, don't hesitate. Don't sabotage yourself today, okay? And I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll chat again. And we'll have another really good conversation and give people another opportunity to understand what's going on in your body at a deeper level. Okay? All right. Have the best day ever on the face of the planet. And I feel like I've probably answered. And Suzanne, I'm going to go put that cart together for you right now. Okay? All right. Love you guys so much. Have the best day ever. See you later.